In a shocking turn of events, I am back. The rumors are true. I'm continuing this channel for now. So welcome back, or welcome, because probably most people who are watching this are new, or they're my friends or family. So for this video, I'm doing my what I read in November / hopeful December TBR. I have made it through I've like doubled my Goodreads reading goal. And so I might touch on that if I'm feeling up to it. What else do I have going on today? I actually have a remote job going on today, but this is in between. I'm not doing anything right now, so it's fine. They're not gonna know. So unfortunately, I do not have most of these books in physical form. I also didn't read as much as I wanted to because this year I've had a really bad habit of DNFing. Well, it's not a bad habit. It's actually healthy for me. I'm not forcing myself to finish books that I am not vibing with or not enjoying. But also, as a result, my Goodreads reading challenge is a lot lower and I've DNF'd quite a few books. I usually try to DNF once I've reached at least 30%. I don't know, because that's like a third of the book-ish. So I feel like I've given it a fair shot. A lot of the time I try to do 50, but if I'm really not vibing with the book, I'll do 30%, which unfortunately happened this time. The first book I read in November, I do not have as a physical copy. I read it on my Kindle. So if I have possessed the editing skills somehow, I'll Photoshop a picture of it. Although I'm sure you're all very familiar with the book or the TV show, because it was Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It only took me like 2 days to read. No pun intended. It wasn't really a pun. But it was very fast-paced. I was really surprised by it because I've like watched the first episode of the show. Some of my best friends are really into the show, really loved it, seen all the TikTok edits. I know all the lore. So going into Daisy Jones, like the book, and knowing, you know, Taylor Jenkins Reid's, I've pretty much read most of her other books. And I didn't hate it. I didn't really like it. It just kind of felt like a meh book to me. I didn't see the point. There wasn't as much drama. The TV show is rife with drama, so I was kind of hoping for some of that, some of the turmoil, some of the Daisy and Billy. It was a fine read. It got me closer to my reading goal. It was kind of entertaining. Daisy Jones, I think I gave it a 3 stars on Goodreads. Second book I read, I got it from the library. I don't know why I picked this one up. I think I requested it from the library. I don't think I was like wandering around and saw it, but it was Yearbook by Seth Rogen, which is like his kind of memoir or like short essays. Seth Rogen is obviously funny. I believe I also gave that one 3 stars. It was fine. It was funny. I mean, I guess I would recommend it. It was like a good palate cleanser, even though I just read Daisy Jones and the Six, so I didn't really need a palate cleanser, but overall, pretty decent. I can't believe I'm calling Seth Rogen decent. Like, who am I to speak? But, you know, it was a decent book. Third book I also don't have. I'm really sorry. The third book was Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I read Divine Rivals last month. I almost said last year. And I loved it. I fell in love. I love Rebecca Ross. I've also read Sisters of Sword and Song, and I really loved that. I think the way she writes is just brilliant, transports you into the story, and I wanted to like this one so bad. I wanted to keep reading. I DNF'd I think at like 55%. I was like trying to commit, but it was just boring, and I was like, what's the point? I don't really care. The main character was very flat to me, and also the writing was weird. The writing was very stilted, which I was surprised by. It wasn't similar to like how she usually writes, and it was a weird book. The premise was amazing, but was not for me. Fourth book I luckily have. It's a library copy. Oh my god, but it's a library copy, so it's gonna like give me that glare. Is Silent Delights by Micah Nemerever. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, Micah, I'm sorry, because I know you're watching this. But this one was really weird and really good. It was like one of those books, kind of like The Secret History or If We Were Villains, because obviously it's dark academia. And I find this a recurring theme in dark academia books where it starts off really, really just like kind of draws you in. It's really disturbing. You want to keep reading. You get attached to the characters very quickly. And then it starts to drop off. Like, I couldn't put this book down though. I found their relationship really just like insanely realistic. I just found like I could really crawl inside their brains. and that was really interesting. However, I do wish that the author had kind of gotten to the point a little quicker, because this book started out no plot, just vibes. And then it started to get into a plot, but the plot was not fully fleshed out, and like the plot was never really fleshed out, but it was, but it wasn't. So this one was an odd one for me. I think I gave it 4 stars. Definitely look up the trigger warnings and content warnings beforehand. The 5th book I don't have a copy of. I actually don't remember how I read this one. I know it wasn't from the library, like physical library, because I remember getting like a notification that it was ready for like pickup at my local library, but I never went and picked it up. I don't know if I got it on my Kindle, because my Kindle is attached to my library, so I don't know how that would have worked, but I think, and I don't have a physical copy of it, like I didn't buy it, so I'm pretty sure I read it on my Kindle somehow. It's A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. Highly anticipated. I just feel like I made a weird face, but like, Stephanie Garber confuses me. Loved Carrolli. Loved that series so much. 3rd book, it was fine. Carrolli, amazing. Hated Once Upon a Broken Heart. Did not like that one very much. I think it just depends on how she's writing and how she's feeling and how much depth she's willing to go into at any given book, because they kind of vary rapidly. 2nd book, for some reason, I really, really loved, which is rare for a sequel or for a 2nd book in a trilogy. Curse for True Love, like, I found myself forgetting a lot of what had happened before. I read the 2nd one like maybe 7 months ago or so I shouldn't have forgotten everything, but the points of view were weird. And I think this isn't the end, if I'm like picking up what she's putting down, or maybe she's literally said that, but I'm pretty sure this was not the end. Don't quote me on this. If you see me out in the streets holding more books in this trilogy or in this series, that wasn't me. You didn't see me. However, I don't think I'll be continuing it. Definitely won't be buying anymore in this series. But I want her to write another like Carrolli. But like not with Jax. I'm tired of Jax. He's annoying. I like him, but he's annoying. This is the 6th and final book that I've read this month, technically, that I finished this month. So it's A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. Noticing a theme. I love her. Something about Rebecca Ross's writing, like barring Dreams Lie Beneath, is so insane to me, because it's simple, but it's so effective, and she knows how to really weave a fairy tale, and like, they're so unique, but also simple and like familiar, and the characters are just so like nuanced, and this one had like a million different things going on, different scenes, jumping from like character point of view to point of view. So it required a lot of brain power, but it was amazing. And I don't know if I'll be reading the 2nd one, because I'm pretty sure this is the 2nd one. This one functions really well as a standalone, even though I know it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. I will read whatever she puts out. I will give anything she puts out a try. This one was really, really good, and I want to say I gave it 4 stars. I would recommend it. I would probably also recommend Acotar. It's entertaining. Literary merit, maybe not. Entertainment, yeah. So, and I lied. I think I said I was going to do a December TBR, but I'm not. Because I'm a mood reader. I'm not someone who is like, okay, I'm definitely going to read these books, and then like force myself to read those books, and maybe that's what I need to do to be on booktube. But I'm just a mood reader, so who knows? Who knows what I'm going to read in December? I have some idea of what I'm going to read in December, but I'll keep you all on your feet, because I know everyone is really anticipating my December TBR. Watch out for that one. And it's also my 22nd birthday in December, in 2 weeks. So we'll probably end up buying quite a few more books. Because what's a birthday for if you're not going to buy yourself or have other people buy you books? Thank you for watching. This was my November wrap-up and not my December TBR, as I so kindly lied to you all in the beginning. And stay tuned for more. I'll say this until I start being consistent, but hopefully there will be more. So until next time, I don't know why I just did that. Didn't like that. I'll figure out an outro somehow. We'll see. Okay, bye.